3 is obviously the third installment to the DreamWorks animation Kung Fu Panda series, and it stars Jack Black, Angelina Jolie, J.K. Simmons, Bryan Cranston, a lot of people. It's basically about this villain called Kai, who's like a spirit warrior, and there's this thing called Chi, and he's basically trying to steal all the Kung Fu warriors of their Chi, so he basically gets to, I guess, use their spirit to fight for him. I guess he kind of steals their spirit, if that makes any sense. And he wants to get revenge on Po and Shifu for reasons I will not spoil. So guys, going into this movie, I wasn't worried at all that it was gonna suck. I mean, this is January, but I was very confident that this movie would still be good because the first two Kung Fu Panda movies are really good animated movies. They're like some of the best stuff that DreamWorks Animation has put out, which is surprising because if you think about it, a movie about a fat panda voiced by Jack Black trying to master Kung Fu, it sounds like it could be a terrible movie, but no! The first two Kung Fu Panda movies turned out great. This movie shows that even though they're on their third installment, they're still going strong. Kung Fu Panda 3 is another Kung Fu Panda movie that both kids and adults can enjoy. It's good for the entire family, especially because there's a lot of funny stuff for the kids to enjoy, and there's also this family dynamic where Po meets his real father, played by Bryan Cranston, and also Ping is kind of a little bit jealous of this new father, and Po's trying to figure out how to, I guess, deal with having two fathers in his life. And that sort of aspect is what adults can pick up on and really enjoy, while the kids can enjoy the funny scenes and hopefully take something away from that whole family dynamic in the movie. Let's start with Po. Po is such a good character. He's so funny. He just has the biggest appetite ever. He's hilarious. He's an idiot. And in this movie, he's also sort of going through another thing where he learns something new about himself. That's kind of the same thing that happens in the other movies. Po is always finding something new about himself. And I felt like it was done very well. Bryan Cranston, who is his father, is hilarious. I didn't expect him to be as funny as he was. He's basically just an older version of Po. He's very silly. He likes to eat. He likes doing fun things, just like Po. Po's chemistry with his father works so well in this movie. I absolutely love it. J.K. Simmons voiced the villain. I was beyond excited to see what J.K. Simmons would do in the Kung Fu Panda series. And he's great! I love J.K. Simmons and everything! He's so good! Kai is such a cool villain that it got to the point where I just wanted to see more of him. If there was an entire movie about Kai, I would totally see it and enjoy myself. This guy is so mysterious, he's so funny, he's just a really fun villain, and I really enjoy J.K. Simmons' voice performance as this character. And I did feel like I wanted to see more of him because they don't delve into his backstory as much as I wanted them to, but that's just like a tiny nitpick I have with the movie. The Furious 5 is also kind of pushed to the side in this movie. They're not in it a lot, but they're still all great. There is action in this movie, and it's so much fun. I had a blast with all the action scenes in this movie. Just like the other two movies, they have such fun action. This movie is also extremely funny. There's so many parts in this movie where I was cracking up so much, especially when the jokes were, I guess, hidden adult jokes, because they do that a lot in animated movies. And in this movie, there's a lot of those, surprisingly. If you're a little kid, you're not going to pick up on these jokes. It's really funny. It's like something that you see when you're a kid, you're just like, huh? But when you're older, you're like, oh, that's amazing. So guys, Kung Fu Panda 3 is just a really harmless, fun movie. I don't know if I like it as much as the other two, but I guess it's about the same as the other two. I still love all three of them. They're fantastic animated movies. If I were to have any flaws, it's that I mentioned earlier that I wanted more of Kai. That was a little bit of a nitpick I had. I wanted to learn more about his character. And I felt like with the climax of this movie, it felt like Po was basically on top of things the entire time. So I felt like they kind of lost suspense in the climax of the movie. And those are just tiny nitpicks. This is a great, harmless, fun movie. And it's a great animated movie. I was surprised that this movie was able to stay good for literally 3 movies. So guys, I'm gonna give Kung Fu Panda 3 an A-. The only reason it's not higher is because it's not going to have anything that like impacts you really hard, like Inside Out or anything. It's basically just a disposable, fun movie that you can enjoy for like an hour and a half, and you're not going to be like thinking about it for like all night. So guys, if you saw Kung Fu Panda 3, be sure to comment telling me what you thought of it. Be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah. And I'm also seeing The Finest Hours later today with Chris Pine. I'm really hoping that can be alright. Okay, bye-bye.